Welcome to LifeWords Day by Day, where we are finishing up looking at 1 Samuel chapter 1. And in the closing scene, in verse 21 through 23, we read the following. The man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer to the Lord the yearly sacrifice and to pay his vow. But Hannah did not go up, for she said to her husband, "As soon as the child is weaned, I will bring him, so that he may appear in the presence of the Lord and dwell there forever." Elkanah, her husband, said to her, "Do what seems best to you. Wait until you have weaned him. Only may the Lord establish his word." So our story opens up again with Elkanah going to the temple. This is what Elkanah was doing in the opening of the chapter. And the remark made there was that this happened year after year. And we noted that Elkanah may have had some faults, but what we are seeing is that Elkanah was extremely faithful to God, a man who was a devoted worshiper of God, a husband who was a devoted worshiper of God, a dad who was a faithful worshiper of God. So let me pause for just a minute and highlight Elkanah, a man who knew God's word and worshiped according to God's word. When it was the prescribed time to worship, we know where to find Elkanah. When it was the called for time to worship, there doesn't seem to be any doubt as to where Elkanah would be. Year after year, time after time, festival after festival, Elkanah would make the journey to the temple to offer his sacrifice in worship. Now, this doesn't mean that Elkanah didn't worship at other times. If anything, it heightens the fact that he would have been faithful to worship the Lord in the times between the festivals. But men, can this be said of you? Would we know where to look for you when it comes to the prescribed times of worship? And you say, "But Cliff, I can worship anytime and anywhere. Worship is not about a certain time or certain place." To which I would agree with half of your statement. You can and should worship anytime and in any place. But worship is also about a certain time and a certain place. And that time is when the Lord has said that your church should gather together, and that place is where your church is found. That time and place is important to the Lord, and it should be important to you, because that's when and where the church gathers to offer corporate worship unto the Lord. As you pray today, please remember Milan Bulak, our changemaker missionary in the Czech Republic. And also remember the Haya LifeWord broadcast heard throughout Tanzania.